One of the most important things to remember is that emotions, even the really intense ones, like depression and anxiety, they're not permanent. They're actually incredibly transient.
Transient?
Yeah, it's like they have a built-in expiration date.
Wait, I thought those feelings could stick around for like weeks or even months.
I know, that's what it feels like sometimes, right?
Yeah, totally.
But neuroscientists have actually discovered that emotions are more like waves in the brain. They crest and then they subside.
Oh, well.
And they usually do that within a matter of minutes.
Minutes.
Unless we get caught up in the story that we're telling ourselves about them.
Okay, so it's not about ignoring those feelings.
No.
But more about changing how we relate to them.
It's about recognizing that they're temporary visitors, not permanent residents.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Temporary visitors.
In our mental landscape.
It's like we're not giving them a lease. We're just letting them crash on the couch for a bit. But how do we actually put this into practice? Because when those negative thoughts start swirling, it's hard to remember that they're just temporary brainwaves.
Right. Well, one powerful tool is mindfulness.
Mindfulness.
You've probably heard of it, but what's really cool is that there's actually neurological evidence for how it helps regulate emotions.
Okay.
Essentially, by focusing on the present moment, we're strengthening the parts of our brain that are responsible for emotional control.
Okay.
And we're weakening the grip of the amygdala.
The amygdala.
Which is like our brain's alarm system.
Okay. So it's like we're training our brains to be less reactive and more resilient. I love that. And it doesn't have to be complicated.
Well, something as simple as focusing on your breath for a few minutes can have a profound impact.
You know, I've tried that before.
Yeah.
And my mind just wanders all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
It feels impossible to stay focused.
Well, it's a practice, not a perfection.
Okay.
And it's normal for the mind to wander. The key is to gently guide it back to your breath without judgment.
Okay.
Like imagine your thoughts are clouds passing by in the sky.
Okay.
You notice them, acknowledge them, and then let them drift away.
I love that analogy. That's a good one.
Thanks.
It makes it feel so much less daunting.
Yeah.
So besides mindfulness, what are some other ways to challenge those negative thought patterns that can feed into feelings of depression and overwhelm?
Well, one of the most effective techniques is cognitive reframing.
Cognitive reframing. That sounds complicated.
It's not as complicated as it sounds. It's about actively questioning those negative thoughts and looking for alternative perspective. It's like putting on a new pair of glasses that allow us to see the situation in a more balanced and realistic light. It's like, let's say you're feeling super overwhelmed with a deadline at work.
Okay, yeah.
Instead of that thought spiral, like, I'm never going to get this done. I'm a total failure.
Oh, yeah. Been there.
You can ask yourself, is that even true? Like, do I have any real evidence to support that thought?
Right. Because one missed deadline doesn't mean I'm a failure at life.
It's about reframing those thoughts to be more balanced. Like, this is tough, but I've handled tough deadlines before, and I've got the skills to get this done.
So it's like shifting from beating myself up to actually trying to solve the problem.
Exactly. And that brings us to self-compassion.
Ooh, self-compassion. I like the sound of that.
Yeah, it's a key ingredient in all of this. You know, treating yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would offer a friend.
You know what's funny? I'm really good at giving advice to other people.
Yeah.
But I totally forget to be kind to myself.
I think a lot of people struggle with that. You know, we have this inner critic. That can be so harsh.
It's brutal.
But research shows that people who are more self-compassionate, they're actually more resilient to stress.
Really?
Yeah, they bounce back faster from setbacks.
Interesting.
Because they're not getting bogged down in self-blame and shame.
So it's not about pretending everything is perfect.
No.
It's more about accepting ourselves, even the messy parts.
Right. We're all a work in progress.
I like that. Okay, so what about actually taking action?
That's so common. You know, when we're overwhelmed, our brains go into survival mode. It's hard to think clearly.
Yeah, for sure.
That's why it's helpful to have some go-to strategies.
Okay, like what?
One that I find really helpful is the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 grounding technique.
Ooh, I've heard of that.
It's a super quick and easy way to shift your attention to the present moment.
It's all about engaging the senses, right?
Yes. You name 5 things you can see.
Okay.
4 things you can touch. 3 things you can hear. 2 things you can smell.
Okay.
And 1 thing you can taste.
Okay, let's try it together.
Okay.
5 things I can see. My microphone.
Okay.
My water bottle. The script. My dog. sleeping in the corner, and a really cool vintage poster on the wall.
Nice. Okay. 4 things you can touch?
My headphones, the smooth surface of the table, my fuzzy socks,
Okay.
and my dog's soft fur.
All right. 3 things you can hear?
The hum of the computer,
Yeah.
the birds chirping outside, and my own breath.
2 things you can smell?
My coffee.
Nice.
And freshly cut grass from the yard.
Lovely. And 1 thing you can taste?
Peppermint from my gum.
Perfect. How do you feel?
Wow. I actually feel so much more relaxed. Like I was just so in my head a minute ago.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, here.
That's the power of grounding. It's amazing.
It really is. I'm adding that to my toolbox for sure.
I think we all should. So speaking of tools, the research also talks a lot about healthy routines.
Okay.
Especially sleep. When we don't get enough sleep, it's like our ability to handle stress just plummets.
Oh, yeah. Tell me about it.
And we're so much more prone to negative emotions.
It's true.
Right.
If we keep doing the things that used to bring us joy, there's a chance that the enjoyment will return.
It's like exercising a muscle.
Okay.
It might be tough at first, but with consistent effort, we can strengthen that muscle of enjoyment.
And start to actually feel good again.
Exactly.
But what if someone's thinking, I don't even know what I enjoy anymore?
You know, I would encourage them to think back to things they enjoyed in the past. Even if it seems silly or childish now. Like, did they love to draw?
Okay.
Play an instrument, build things, spend time in nature.
Yeah.
And even if it feels scary, I would say pick 1 thing.
Okay.
And just give it a try.
Even for like 5 minutes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just a little taste.
And be patient with themselves. Right?
Absolutely. It's a process, not a quick fix.
Yeah, for sure.
But the rewards can be incredible.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like even when we're feeling down, those little sparks of joy are still in there somewhere.
Like embers.
Yeah, exactly.
Just waiting to be fanned back into a flame.
I love that analogy. It feels like we've actually created a roadmap.
We have.
For dealing with depression and overwhelm.
We've got all the tools.
Yeah. What were some of the key takeaways again?
Well, we talked about the importance of perspective.
Okay.
Challenging those negative thoughts. Practicing self-compassion.
Yeah.
And, taking action, even if it's just baby steps.
Right. We talked about creating healthy routines and finding activities that we actually enjoy. And the 5-4-3-2-1 grounding technique. So for anyone listening who's feeling lost and overwhelmed right now, what's like the one thing you want them to remember from this deep dive?
I would say just remember that you're not alone.
Yeah.
These feelings are totally normal. And they're not going to last forever.
So important.
There are so many strategies and resources out there to help you cope.
Totally.
So just pick 1 or 2 that resonate with you.
Okay.
And start there.
And don't be afraid to reach out for support.
Yes.
Absolutely. Okay, so before we wrap up, any final thoughts for our listeners?
Well, if this difficult time isn't forever, what could the future hold?
That's such a great question. It's like an invitation to dream a little.
To imagine all the possibilities.
Exactly. Even when things feel tough, it's important to remember that things can and do change.
And that there's always hope.
I love that. So on that note, we'd love to hear your thoughts. What are you going to try? Share your comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with anyone who might need to hear it.